everyone, my name is Neil Dutta and I'm a Sharon High School student. I'm here on behalf of Volunteer for Seniors, VFS, based in Easton, Massachusetts. Today I'm here with Mr. David Clifton, who is a true community icon and a lifelong public servant. I first met Mr. Clifton at my first Rotary Club of Sharon meeting while receiving a grant on behalf of another organization. From the moment we met, his warmth and passion for service stood out. Since then, he's invited me to speak on his radio show, Service Matters, and I've had the privilege of joining him at several more Rotary Club meetings. Over time, I've learned more about his remarkable journey, and I can say he's one of the most inspiring people I've ever met. Mr. Clifton's career spans over 50 years, where he has served as the Parks and Recreation Director of Sharon for the town of Sharon for 40 years, and for 2 decades, he's taught CPR and first responder courses at the Massachusetts Police Academy. He spent 50 years co-hosting Service Matters on the WPRO radio, where he has spotlighted local service initiatives. He's a proud Rotarian, a past district governor of Rotary District 7950, and a past president of the Rotary Club of Sharon, with over 50 years of Rotary service. He's also a U.S. Army and Massachusetts National Guard veteran, a high school coach, a broadcaster for the Stonehill College basketball, and currently serves as the chair of Easton's 300th annual tricentennial celebration. Mr. Clifton's story is one of unwavering commitment to service, education, and community, and I hope you will all be inspired by his journey like I was. And without further ado, let's get started. So, Mr. Clifton, my first question for you is, can you describe your childhood, your family, and what your experiences growing up?
Well, first of all, Neil, thank you very much for doing this interview. And I know you're doing a lot of senior adults, and I think that it should be very gratifying for you just to be able to do something like this. I was born on February 1941. That takes us back a little bit in history. And I was born to the parents of David and Helen Clifton. I'm a junior. My dad was a senior. And of course, my twin sister, Dorothy Irene Clifton. I happen to be the oldest of the twins. I'm 42 seconds older than my sister. But growing up with a twin sister, I think it's special to have a sister and a brother, but to have a twin is even more special. But my parents were very giving. They were very much interested in promoting the importance of respect and dignity. My grandparents likewise, and I think they had an awful lot to do with my upbringing in terms of doing what they can. I'm so used to talking about other people. I don't really spend a lot of time talking about myself. But my early childhood brings back lots of memories. I went to elementary school in Medford, Massachusetts at St. Joseph's. I went to high school in Stoneham, Mass. And I had the opportunity to serve as a class officer and to do a lot of things that you might be doing in your high school as a sophomore. But I know that growing up with the idea of doing what you can for others, and service was a magic word. I say to many people that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of helping others. That's an important thing to remember. And I say that one of the things that I enjoyed doing when I was in Parks and Recreation is working with the senior adult population, giving them a second chance at enjoying themselves and doing things that they normally couldn't do. And here I am now. I am a senior adult. And I'm down to playing basketball only once a week now. But the fact is that I enjoy the activities, and I have been very fortunate health-wise to be able to do the things that I've been able to do. But I say to you, Neil, that the importance of your parents and your grandparents and your siblings when you're growing up gives you a jump start on how you can handle your own self in a world that has many, many changes.
Yeah. About your professional career, Mr. Clifton, especially your time in the U.S. Army and your service in the Massachusetts National Guard.
Well, let me start with the military first. I had the honor and privilege of serving in the U.S. Army National Guard for 7.5 years. My basic training was at Fort Dix, New Jersey. And something interesting, of course, I enjoyed basketball. For some reason, I did very well in basketball. And I ended up trying out for the Fort Dix, New Jersey team. I made the team.
Nice.
And I played a couple of games, and then they found out that I was Army National Guard, only there for 6 months.
Oh.
So they had to release me from the team.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that when you join the military, you join for the purpose of doing what you can to help your country out.
Yeah.
And the country includes the states, and it also includes your community.
Yeah.
But my time in the military was short and brief. I went to summer camp every summer, and I climbed the ladder in the military, and very proud to know that I have a family member who's now a 2-star general in the U.S. Marine Corps.
Yeah.
And his name, of course, is Ryan Heritage, one of the youngest generals in the U.S. Marines and the Armed Forces.
Wow. Yeah.
As far as my professional career is concerned, it started out when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had my first job, which was a playground leader at the playground back in Medford, Massachusetts. And I had the opportunity to learn about helping people and to work with the kids and to work with the parents. And it's something that stuck with me to the point where I took up municipal parks and recreation in college and went to 3 different universities to learn as much as I could.
Nice.
My first job in parks and recreation was in Franklin, New Hampshire. The family, we moved there. I took the job, and it was a community that wasn't wealthy. I had the opportunity to learn how to raise funds to run programs because they never had a big budget. I did that for 3 years, and I joined Rotary in Franklin, New Hampshire. And they asked me if I would be president of the club. And that's the year I moved to Sharon, Massachusetts. I took the job because it was an opportunity to start a new department from scratch, and to be able to operate a new community center in Sharon, Mass, overlooking Lake Massapog. And when I took the job, I had an empty building. It was the former St. Francis Retreat Lodge, 59 rooms, overlooking Lake Massapog, 353 acres. So the only thing I got from the select board at the time was a key to open up the door. There were no light bulbs in the sockets. It was an empty building. So I had the opportunity to really start from scratch, organizing and planning a year-round recreation program for people of all ages.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And not only that, but my experience came from working in Franklin, New Hampshire, and going back to my first playground job. And as I planned and prepared, I had no staff, I had no budget. I only had my salary, and I had the opportunity to show the townspeople what I could do without a budget. And when town meeting came 6 months later, I presented my first budget. And the folks in the town of Sharon said, if he can give us a program without money, let's see what he can do if we give him a budget. That's how I got my first budget. And off I went. And I saw the programs in the department multiply.
Yeah.
I saw people of all ages, including senior adults, people with disabilities,
Yeah.
Something for everybody, even dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I got my dog sitting here, and I had programs for dogs. I even taught CPR. I taught people how to rescue their dog if the dog was in a choking scenario or needed CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. But the volunteers developed, the staff developed, the summer programs developed, the community center started to get utilized.
Yeah.
This was before we had a new building. And it's come a long way.
Yeah.
And that, of course, was about 50 years ago. I had the honor and privilege of working in Sharon before retirement for 40 years. And if you were to ask me, would I do the same thing over again, the answer would be definitely yes. I would do everything over again. And there aren't a lot of people that feel that way. And I certainly, no one makes $1 million in Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, the personal satisfaction from helping people and doing what you can doesn't mean money.
Yeah.
It means feeling good about what you're doing and helping others. And to see the memories that I have from working in the town of Sharon, I'm reminded about a family that I met in Shaw's shopping. And they said, "Are you Dave Clifton?" And I said, "Yes, it depends on what you want me for." And they said, "I don't know if you remember us, but I always remember that youth basketball program where you taught the basic fundamentals to first and second graders."
Yeah.
And I looked at his kids and I said, "Well, gee, I don't think I was there when." He said, "No, I was in your program."
Yeah.
And he said, "I wish my kids had the same opportunity." It was a blessing because it was more than just a program to teach people how to play basketball.
Yeah.
You taught them the importance of getting along with each other.
Yeah.
And there are other important things beside basketball. But a lot of great, terrific things after 40 years. To have your name on a building or a room is very gratifying. My grandchildren always enjoy going there just to see the name Clifton up there.
Is it the ballroom?
The ballroom.
No, yeah.
And just last week, Congressman Bill Keating was there at a function. And he called me to remind me that he saw the name.
Yeah, I heard about that, yeah.
And of course, he grew up, he was in high school when I first started, and now he went on to become a congressman. The chief of police, the fire chief, the list goes on.
Yeah.
We're all part of the programs.
Yeah.
And hundreds of volunteers over the years, giving their time, their talent, their ideas, their resources to help their dreams come true. Doing what they can, and to be respectful, and to be dedicated to the cause, and do things in a positive way, get you a lot further.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of crazy things going on and around the world, and it'll come around, and eventually things will calm down, and we'll get back to doing the right things.
Yeah.
And I thank you so much for your questions.
Yeah, that's a great career story. Yeah. Mr. Clifton, how did you first get involved with community service, and who or what motivated you?
Well, I think I got motivated because my dad was a Rotarian.
Yeah.
And he used to talk about the good things that Rotary used to do back in Medford, Massachusetts. And he brought me to Rotary meetings like you go to meetings. And I sat there as a young person just listening, and I was truly amazed People wanting to join an organization like Rotary because they wanted to give back to the community. They want to take care of various needs, whether it be people with disabilities, or helping senior adults out, or helping young people that were trying to get into a college for their future, or maybe helping young people out that are involved in youth sports. The list is a mile long of things that you can do to help people. And what do you get from doing that? You get a good sense of feeling good because you're helping others. It wasn't a paycheck. And I said to myself, gee, I like the idea of helping people out. And when I think about the good things that people do, I know my family used to be surprised and happy that I open up the car door when the family got in. Or stopping to help a senior cross the street with her bundles because she was having difficulty. It's stopping to think about what you can do to help someone out. And that's all part of community service. And I joined Rotary because of my background, and they're in the helping people business. Their motto in Rotary is service above self. Even the Lions Club, you know what their motto is? We serve. So that word serve is a magic word. And people helping each other out, it comes back in return. I don't know how many people have come back to me and said, gee, thank you very much for what you did. And sometimes I don't even remember what I did because it may be so far back. But it's very gratifying to know that people care, that people share what they have with others. And I got to tell you, working in Parks and Recreation, I had to do a lot of fundraising. I had to go out and knock on doors to get money to pay for programs and to help people out. It was more than just recreation. It was helping a family get heat and oil, helping them to take care of their family if they had a fire at home. So it extended. It wasn't just about service to a town, Parks and Recreation. It was service to the community. And there's a lot of young people. I encourage them. When I talk with them, don't be afraid to give back to the community that you came from. Someday you're going to be able to be in a position to either help financially or maybe just give yourself your time and talent to help a family out in town where you grew up. That's where your roots are. And I'm sure your parents, and they did a terrific job with you, your parents did a good job in India, where their roots come from. And I'm sure that when you mentioned India, they put a smile on their face because they know where they came from. And they know that there might have been people that helped them out, and they probably do likewise. But community service is so important to every family. What a way for your family to do something together to help another family out. That's something that will last for a lifetime. And it's called feeling good about doing something good. I hope that I've answered your question.
That's a great message. Thank you for sharing that. So Mr. Clifton, could you also tell me more about your experience in the Rotary Club and your accomplishments while serving on it?
Well, I think the number one accomplishment is to join an organization that gives back to the community. But along the way, I've had the honor and privilege of serving at the club level, the district level, the zone level, and also at Rotary International. I've been the past president of my local club, the Sharon, Massachusetts, to not only do it once, but to come back 20 years later and still be the club president. But I've had the honor and privilege of serving at the district level and I was elected by the district, maybe 70 different clubs, to serve as district governor. And that was District 7950. That included the entire state of Rhode Island, southeastern Massachusetts, Cape Cod, and the two islands, Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard. Then I worked at the zone level, and I became a public image coordinator for Rotary International.
Yeah.
And one of the highlights, and I guess there were many highlights, but one that I always think about is serving as a team leader for a group study exchange program that Rotary International had scattered throughout 200 countries around the world. And what I did as a team leader, selected by Rotary, to work with 4 other business and professional people to go to another country to learn their way of life and their customs, to talk about service above self, to talk about the eradication of polio, to talk about water resources, and how we can help each other out with grants from Rotary International and with programs and projects that could help people in their country. And in exchange, they sent 5 people to our country learning the same thing so that we could help each other out. I was able to recruit some funds to help India out, in southern India, when they had their earthquake back in the 90s. And it was something very gratifying.
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity firsthand to go to the earthquake site and to see where people lost their family members, that their homes no longer existed, and some lived in caves. And the only thing that one family had was a flag, an Indian flag. And he gave me the flag.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got home after 6 weeks in India, I thought about that. And I sent him back the American flag and a check to rebuild his home. And that to me was something very special, to be able to have the opportunity to do something like that. And of course, I got so much out of it. It wasn't just doing good things, but I learned about the country of India. I learned about their people. I learned about their generosity and their kindness. Everywhere I went, there was a cup of tea available often, because that's what they do. And they didn't worry about whether or not they had color TV or black and white TV. When they walked to school, they walked 2 miles. Mm-hmm. And we have buses that pick up our kids. And safety-wise, I'm happy that we do. But they took struggles and they handled it with ease. And they weren't upset. And they got along with each other, and they did what they always did, namaste. No matter where you went, I was showered with flowers. I never got so many flowers in my life. Everywhere I went, it just showed what the people were like in a country like India. And I say to the folks that are involved in politics, maybe at the international and national level, if you really want to find out about a country, go visit the country and stay with the families. Yep. Instead of the fancy hotel, and you'll find out how important it is to have peace in the world. And that was something I'll always remember. When I got to India, I was greeted with flowers. I was ready to hug everybody, yep. And that wasn't the thing to do back then. When I left India after 6 weeks, 100 people came to the airport and they hugged me.
Wow. Yeah.
So the trend changed a little bit, yeah. And I was showered with flowers. It was truly amazing. And as the plane took off and I looked down at Mumbai and Pune, I said to myself, I'm not sure if I'll ever see those people again. Yeah. But it was so gratifying to see that people that didn't have anything willing to give you half of what they did have.
Yeah.
So it was terrific.
Yeah, so Mr. Clifton, can you tell me more about your family and how they've supported your journey so far?
Family is important. Without family, you don't have a community. Without a community, you don't have a nation and a country. And I think that my family's always been beside me because I could never spend this vast amount of time and hours doing my job or traveling without the support of family. And the only thing I regret is I wish I spent more time with my kids growing up. Before you know it, they're off to college. And I say to parents out there, spend as much time as you can with your kids. And I'm reminded about that story of the husband came home from work. His wife was cooking dinner. And he said, I think I'm going to go in and help the kids with their homework. And she said, and I'm being facetious, they've already gone off to college. That's how fast it goes. They grow up quickly.
Yeah.
Parents, especially young parents, spend as much time as you can because family is a priority. And I say to the family members, stick by your parents. And they can't be there 24 hours a day. And there are some families out there that they sacrifice funds for the family because they don't want to leave the family.
Yeah.
They want to be close by in the home. But I always say this to people when they say, Dave, thank you so much for what you do. And they say, how do you do it? And I say, I surround myself with good people.
Yeah.
Not just family, but hundreds and hundreds of people that I delegate responsibilities to, whether it be in Rotary, whether it be in the community, whether it be coaching, even teaching CPR.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You can't do it all by yourself. And when you have a team and you've got other people working with you, you can do more things than you could ever believe in. So I say go forth to serve, do it with a smile on your face, and do it with help and support.
Yeah.
And get as much mileage as you can out of it.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. It was awesome. Yeah. Clifton, after spending 50 years as a community leader, your life is an inspiration to many young people, especially me. What words of wisdom can you offer to my generation, Generation Z? Yeah.
That's a good question to ask, Neil. And I often think about it when I see the different generations that I've had the honor of being part of by virtue of the jobs that I had and the responsibilities that I had over the years. And I say to young people out there that please remember how important respect is and how important it is to give back to others. I think it's important to set an example, be a role model for people that may be younger than you are.
Yeah.
And give respect to the senior adults. I don't call them senior citizens or golden ages. I like to use the word senior adults.
Yeah.
And that's basically what they are. Nobody wants to feel like they're an old person. But I got to tell you, when you get young people, and I say this all the time in Rotary, Neil, when you get young people getting together with senior adults, it makes for a healthy decision.
Yep.
People coming together, two different generations. And I think my grandmother and grandfather taught me the importance of respect. And one of the answers that they gave me is make sure it stays with you the rest of your life. Not just today because I said it. And it'll take you a long way. I think it's important to recognize people.
Yeah.
It's important to say thank you for something that someone does for you. That's a magic word. It's important to say please when you're asking for a special request.
Yep.
And we don't spend enough time talking about the importance of that. There's a lot of young people that got jobs as a result of it, the way they handle things, being respectful, and being tactful in your approach. There's many ways to say something if you're angry, but there's a magic way to say it so that people say, he didn't agree with me, but he said it to me in such a nice way that I changed my mind.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. But, and I mentioned quite a few times during this interview that giving of yourself, your time and talent is so important.
Yep.
And people that you remember the most were your role models. And what are you going to do for the other generation that comes behind you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. It was a great message. What else do you enjoy doing for fun in your free time, apart from playing basketball, running your own radio show, and engaging in different philanthropic projects?
I've always enjoyed teaching CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, because it can help save a life.
Yep.
And I enjoy teaching the skills of youth sports. I enjoy golfing. I'm not good at it because I didn't spend a lot of time at it, but I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I call it a sport that you can rest at the same time when you golf.
Yeah.
And it's a chance for you to slow yourself down and enjoy the outdoors.
Yeah.
I enjoy taking trips and going on vacation when I can. I'm always working around a schedule.
Yep.
That I spend time just checking things off that I've taken care of and checking more off that I have to do.
Yeah.
And it's the secret of staying young.
Yeah.
Is to stay busy, and I strongly recommend that to senior adults, to stay active. It's out in the community that how lucky we are to have what we have, to live in our suburban communities, to enjoy life, to enjoy grandchildren, to enjoy family, and to be thankful for the opportunities that you have had over the years to share your time, your talent, and your resources. I think the best way to take care of yourself is to give yourself a priority. You've had a wonderful lifetime where you could be part of the changes that have been made in our country and in our world, and certainly in our local communities. It's because of you folks that we have what we have today. And I say that even to the military people who are retired, that thank you for giving us safety at the home front. And it's because of you sacrificing your time and your life to do what you can to defend the country. And of course, we're very fortunate to live in the good old USA. And of course, we can learn every day. It's the young people out there that are our future. But young people, I say to you, don't forget the senior adults. They help create the future that you have. And I say stay healthy to all age groups. Stay active. And don't be afraid to share. Don't be afraid to tell your stories. And most important of all, be respectful. Amen.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you very much, Mr. Clifton, for allowing me to interview. It's been truly incredible just listening to all of your life stories, all your philanthropic efforts, being involved in Rotary, being a basketball coach, and just listening to your stories regarding that. That was just so amazing to listen to, and I'm sure the seniors watching this video are definitely inspired by all the experiences you've had. So I just want to thank you for allowing me to interview you today.
Well, I appreciate it, Neil, and I say to you, like they say in India, namaste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thank you and your mother for helping us on taping this interview. And I encourage you to stay active as a young person with the organization called Rotary. I wish you nothing but the best. And I say to the folks out there, can you believe that this young person here is only a sophomore in high school? Hats off to his parents for the job they have done bringing you up. Keep up the good work interviewing senior adults, and tell them to stay active.
Yeah.
And tell them to be very proud of what they've accomplished over the years.